Graphics have gotten very good over the years and they continue to. However, it should not be what defines a good game. A good game should be defined on how good they are and by their experiences. Take a game like Minecraft for example. It has been around for many years with continuous updates and a massive and dedicated player base and community, and becoming the most downloaded game ever whilst being a block game with not very realistic graphics, like games like God of War Ragnarok, Modern Warfare 3 or The Last of Us. However, take a game like Counter-Strike 2, sequel to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This game released with stunning and amazing photorealistic worlds, but not great gameplay. I feel the trend of game studios aiming for photorealism can overshadow other important aspects of gameplay. I think a good example of this is FIFA. Each year, EA would release practically the same game but with slightly better graphics and updated teams and ratings with little to no improvement in gameplay. You can also see this in games like Cyberpunk 2077, where at launch the game seemed to be a graphical masterpiece but the gameplay was buggy and unfinished. This is because the studio had no time to make the gameplay exciting, and the game ends up being dull and unplayable. Now, this improvement in graphics decreases the resources the studio has to work on the gameplay and also increases the need for better hardware to play the game in the first place. Since nowadays modern games are focusing more on the graphics over the gameplay, this can put players off from playing games that aren't photorealistic. This can make amazing and fun games like Minecraft, Earthbound or other old Call of Duty games that don't have realistic graphics look ugly to new players. Now, I personally believe this trend is going to slowly start to end, being how easy the tools like Unreal Engines, Nanite and Lumen can make the game look great with the processing cost. Now these tools are getting faster and faster, and with the graphics are getting more realistic to the point where you can't really go too much more realistic, and at that point you won't see a difference. There's no need to go any further. Now I think because of this, graphics will get better and faster to the point where studios don't need to spend as much resources and time making the game look realistic, and they can spend more time focusing on the gameplay. And I think at that point the devs will realise that you don't need good graphics to make a good game. See, if you take a game that I've already mentioned, like Earthbound, the game, or at least the demo, is exciting, not because of the graphics, but because of the gameplay and the story. And it's the same for Lethal Company. It doesn't have AAA graphics, but it has great and unique gameplay that gamers and streamers love. Going back to Unreal Engine, many people say that it ruined gameplay as it has a big focus on graphics. But then just look at Sea of Thieves or Astroneer, which both run in Unreal Engine, where graphics is more of an art style. The same for Valorant, which is made in Unreal Engine 4. Valorant is extremely popular, and just like Sea of Thieves, its graphics is more of an art style. And this change in graphics from photorealism makes the game feel unique and fun to play, and as a bonus, they run better. Game engines like Unreal are just tools. The developers do not need to make the game as realistic as possible. It's because the tools are there, and the biggest games use them. Yet the devs can easily make good gameplay over graphics. The art style of the game is much different from the graphics. I think my favourite level of graphics is somewhere around Forza Horizon 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2015 and 2017, where the graphics do not define the game, the gameplay does. Same for the Steam game Power World.
Alright, I'm going to explain this to you. Do you see that? You see how it looks like a Pokemon? That's Power World.
That has reached 6 million downloads in only 4 days on Steam. Now it doesn't have great graphics, but obviously has great gameplay. In conclusion, the graphics do not define the game, the gameplay does. And I think some people only play a game based on the graphics, not what matters, the gameplay. If there's anything I can improve on, please put it in the comments.